Yes, all right. Welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi, and a good afternoon to all of you watching this video. A good afternoon at the time of recording it. How are you guys doing? Make sure you smash the like button, get your subscriptions in. If you're new, please press the subscribe button. It is beneath the channel name. And of course, if you're not new to this channel and you've already subscribed, do us a favor, smash the like button. It really helps me a lot. That like button really helps me a lot. And of course, the comments also really push me a lot. I want to know what you think, engage with you, and see what you guys think about. First and foremost, I'm here with Mikel Arteta's press conference reaction. Yesterday we did lose to Aston Villa 1-0. Sloppy defending, foolish mistake by Cedric, but he is not the only person to blame. I blame so many people in that defense. I really blame so many people. Rob Holding, what are you doing? Gabriel Magalhaes, that ball slips away from Gabriel, and Cedric gives an assist to Ole Watkins. So many things to talk about. Mikel Arteta has been ranting about that. The mistakes we are making, are they costing us top four? Are they costing us a whole season? We look a better side. We have improved in terms of quality, but are we the kind of Arsenal that is going to stop making mistakes day in, day out? It's Kosi's Arsenal podcast, AFC News Show, and I'm here to discuss that and more. So we'll be talking about Mikel Arteta's press conference, basically Thomas Partey's injury, Aubameyang is not fit, what is the problem? More and more things to be discussed right about on this show. Do me a favor, like I said, smash the like button, get your subscriptions in as well, and the comments on why do you think we lost against Aston Villa yesterday. The daily transfer news show will be coming up very shortly after this. So let us just go down into Mikel Arteta's press conference and see what actually he did talk about yesterday and what is the update around Arsenal this afternoon. All right, starting with Mikel Arteta's comments on the mistakes that we made yesterday, and of course the mistakes that we actually make game in game out against Wolves. That was a blunder, against Wolves. It gets an equalizer. Wolves get an equalizer, and the game is gone. And against Aston Villa in the second minute, literally, we are giving wins away. We are giving points away, recklessly. So Arteta was speaking about that, and he did say that that those teams those teams, they don't make mistakes. Those teams they cannot play in the first 22 games of the those teams they cannot play in the first 22 games of the season 4 or 5 times with 10 men. It doesn't happen. There is not a team in the world that can sustain that. So he was talking about basically whether our mistakes are actually costing us the race to top 4, the race to top 6. And of course he was saying that teams in top 4, the teams in top 4, the teams in top 5, they rarely make this kind of mistakes. Look at Everton. Look at the way they're playing yesterday. They were so sloppy, but their mistakes were quite minimal. If their goalkeeper had not actually slipped, on that Scott McTominay goal, I think they should have, they could have won the game 3-2 or 3-1, because I think they were the better side in the second half. And it's true. Look at Liverpool. However much they have injury problems, they rarely make mistakes. Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, they're having a bad run, but if you look at the mistakes they're making, stupid mistakes, those stupid red cards, they don't happen. And if you want to compete with those teams, you've got to stop. You've just got to stop making the reckless mistakes. On Arteta on how on how refs affected the game, he said it's what it is. It's an excuse. It's not an excuse. Regardless of those decisions, we have to win the game. It's as simple as that. And of course, I think the fact is, if you look at how Mikel Arteta is reacting to the referee issue, I think he's very right. Look at the goal we conceded. How is that a referee to blame? And look at the goals we failed to score. How are you going to blame the referee for that? How are you blaming the referee for not scoring? For only scoring once in a game? How many of our goals against Wolves, against Aston Villa, how many of our goals were actually ruled offside? How many of our goals were cancelled? Not so many of them. And I think, reflecting on referees, I've seen so many people going out on Emi Martinez, pulling Alexander Lacazette, in the 6-yard box. Look, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't qualify to be anything, the fact is Arsenal need to start scoring. We need to start creating more chances and scoring and converting them. Otherwise, there's no way you're going to, always talk about refereeing, poor refereeing. Arteta on whether he feels there is any consistency among referee decisions, he says no. As you can see me, I was really animated for a few decisions and one big decision that I'll not discuss here as well. What happened? On Thomas Partey's injury, he did say, "I don't know. We will see the next extent of the extent of the injury. He was feeling well enough to continue playing, so we had." He wasn't feeling well enough to continue playing, so we had to take him off. I think that has been the problem with Thomas Partey. Injuries and injuries and injuries. They're really affecting his Arsenal career. And he's one player Arsenal can't do away with. He's one player we really need in our setup. He's very important. He is very, very important. I think if there is any player that is as important at Arsenal, it's Thomas Partey. The way he maneuvers into the opponent's midfield, the way he gives us direction going forward, the way he gives us direction, defensive ways, the way he gives us that kind of identity as a team. Whenever he's not on the pitch, you can see an Arsenal that doesn't have an identity. We don't have eyes. We don't have ears. It's like you either have Thomas Partey or you're gonna lose the game. And I think Granit Xhaka, Dani Ceballos, they're just not good enough playing together. And I just pray. Look, I just pray that Arsenal can just wake up and get a player like Thomas Partey so that we could have two players in that midfield. Arteta on the performance, he said really strong performance again. Today we completely dominated the game. We dominated every department and we should have won the game. But in the Premier League, when you just give a goal to opponents, then you're not ruthless in your box. You cannot win games. And it's true. That was a giveaway. I mean, that was a real giveaway. That goal. How many times do we have to say Cedric defend better, Gabriel so sloppy, look, I don't know what Rob Holding was doing, in that situation. Many people are saying Cedric, Gabriel, but what was Rob Holding doing in that situation? Ole Watkins is tapping that ball and he's standing alone. Actually, Rob Holding is standing in front of Ole Watkins, ball watching. Imagine, look, yeah, we might say Cedric, Cedric was sloppy, he was to blame, what, yeah. But Rob Holding, an interception, a simple interception, deters that goal, changes the scoreline. Just a simple interception. But his ball watching, 2 minutes, you're not tired. 2 minutes, we've just begun the game. Everyone is in it. The vibe is on. And then we give away such a goal. 2 Aston Villa players against 3 Arsenal defenders. Cedric, Gabriel, Holding. What a goal. What a giveaway. What a gift. Was it Christmas yesterday? I'm not so sure. Or it's because we gave Aston Villa a pre-Valentine's, package. I think that's what, that's what we can say. We gave them a pre-Valentine's package. That was so stupid. So stupid. Of course, Arteta says, you can't win games if you give away, goals like that, and you cannot be ruthless in the box. We had so many chances. Martin Odegaard should have scored that. Don't want to blame him so much. I want to ask Mikel Arteta, why didn't you start Martin Odegaard? In my match preview, I did say you need a player who can control a game. Martin Odegaard comes on, Arsenal controls the game. You needed a player who can have that ball on his feet, create a threat. That is Odegaard. He did it, but we just failed to score. Nicola Pepe, what a game. Brilliant. But again, he didn't score. He puts off Alexander Lacazette and brings on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Aubameyang completely non-existent in that game. Completely non-existent. It really doesn't make sense for me. It really doesn't make sense for me, and never does. Arteta on refs, I don't think we should be discussing a lot of refereeing, especially in that Aston Villa game. Can you tell us what you spoke to the refs about at the end of the game? I said no, I keep that between me and them. I said it's not fair to say you are. It is fair to say you are not happy with a couple of decisions, the red card on Saka and the penalty. On Lacazette. It says again, I prefer to stay mute on that. Arteta, on not being ruthless enough, he said that's something that we have to do better, be more ruthless, and that's something that has cost us in the last 2 games. And I think it's the fact. It's the fact you've got to kill off games. We've got to kill off games, but we never do that. We never do that. We always cheating and chattering around the box. Pepe. I know, and look, one of the things I really love about Pepe, and I really do love players like that, he loves taking matters in his own hands. He loves, cutting in, taking the shots, looking for the bottom corners. That is good. But the times when, you see Emily Smith-Rowe is free, give him that ball. There are times when you see Alexander Lacazette is free, give him that ball. It doesn't cost anything. An assist is a contribution. Let us play as a team. And we need to start scoring those opportunities. We've been crying all 2020. We are not creating chances enough. And now we are creating chances, and now we have started. We are not scoring. That is a chapter we had closed long time ago. Someone just help us now. Someone just help us. Yeah. Just on the Partey injury, said he had a muscular issue. We had to take him off, and he could not continue playing on the game. He said we completely dominated the game. We dominated every department, and we should have won the game. I did talk about that. Arteta, on his conversation with the officials full time, he says he doesn't want to talk about that. Player ratings in that game. I think I always do my player ratings. I don't want to follow people's player ratings. I rate my own players, don't I? Yeah. So we'll be hearing again from Mikel Arteta very soon. We have a game over the weekend. It's against it will be against Leeds away from at home, actually, at the Emirates Stadium, and of course I expect a lot of changes in that game. Not exactly changing players, because I think the same squad the same lineup, the same squad that we brought against Leeds against Wolves, against Aston Villa should be the same squad, should be the lineup that comes up against Leeds. But there should be chances in the first 10 minutes, the first 15 minutes, get a goal. Get a goal, as simple as that. Get a goal in the first 15 minutes. It means a lot. Really means a lot. But Arsenal never do that, and we never do that, and it's really costing us games. It's really costing us games. Mikel Arteta has been talking about it, and I've already said it. Got to be ruthless. Need more changes. But that is it. Thomas Partey is injured. Of course, he has a muscular issue. It's very, very unfortunate. Against clubs like Leeds coming up, you need a player like Thomas Partey. Just to be honest, you need a player like Thomas Partey. Partey all night. Partey. You need Partey. You need his work rate. You need everything that he possesses as a player. But we shall see how things actually man up. With that, my name is Kosi, and I love you so much. Just use your fingers, if you're watching on a smartphone, to click the like button. Move your fingers to the subscribe button as well. If you're watching on a PC, move your cursor to the like button and click on it. And also move it to your subscribe button and also click on it. I'll speak to you soon.